There's a story this morning which is so wild it could have been scripted by John le Carre on a vodka bender. The alleged assassination attempt, on whom exactly, we're really not quite sure, because in Russia, even the president may be a hologram, a stand-in, or one of these, one of three plastic sculpted doppelgangers. According to the Daily Mirror, a mysterious explosion rocked a Moscow flat on May the 6th. The victim, not Putin himself, but an electrician, Mikhail Mukin, a magic Mike, who just happened to service the lighting at Putin's most secretive residence, the Valdai Palace. Now he's in a coma. That's the electrician, Magic Mike. And the official cause, a gas leak. The unofficial whispers, sabotage, because there aren't very many gas leaks in Moscow. Gas in Moscow is piped from a central station across the road and into people's houses. Gas explosions are therefore not very common in Moscow, but they are common in Russia, but not in Moscow, and not just before Victory Day, the patriotic Victory Day. And this was no feeble pop. Witnesses said the smell wasn't gas, it was gunpowder. And the fire tore through Mukin's flat with force, but strangely the flames respected the architectural boundaries and didn't wreak havoc on neighbouring flats with the indiscriminate fury typical of such gas blasts. Now, why would someone want to blow up an electrician, unless, of course, he wasn't the target, unless this was a message sent up the wiring, as it were, to the top of the Kremlin's food chain? Maybe Mr. Putin was visiting the strange electrician. Maybe Mr. Putin was having a sort of a day off testing his electrics, sort of putting things in slots, trying to plug this in here, plug that in there. This isn't an isolated incident. In March, a £275,000 Aurus Senate limousine, identical to the one used by Putin, exploded in central Moscow. That's the presidential fleet. And let's not forget the attempted drone strike on the Kremlin, which was so bungled it might as well have been a rehearsal for a school play. And then there's the reported plot to assassinate Tikhon Shevkunov, the Metropolitan of Crimea, and reportedly Putin's confessor. In fact, I know he's Putin's confessor because I've met him, I think. I'm not quite sure, but I think I've met him. He was connected to a monastery near where I was teaching. And two men allegedly recruited via telegram, one of them Shevkunov's own secretary, planned to plant explosives in his monastery apartment. It was foiled, but just barely. Now, what does this tell you? This doesn't tell you that this is a Ukrainian plot. What it tells you is that there is a growing resentment of Putin among the Russian population. And all this begins to look like a pattern, doesn't it? Not one of precision hits, but a string of badly executed warnings. And here we come to the real puzzle, because which Putin is actually in danger? Ukrainian military intelligence claims there are at least 3 body doubles, all cosmetically enhanced and behaviourally coached, and with very good lip-syncing ability, or an ability to mimic the president's voice. The former Soviet doppelganger wrangler Felix Dadayev once said his job under Stalin was to stand, wave, and not say a word. Putin's doubles do slightly more. They go to Mariupol, they give speeches, and even crucially, they ride in those doomed limousines. So maybe now there's only 2 doppelgangers. The real Putin, if he's actually alive, is a paranoid recluse. He may be hiding himself in the Smeg fridge, or he may have died and be resting in contented ice in the Smeg fridge. His inner circle is tighter than a submarine hatch. Access is filtered, interactions staged and photoshopped if necessary. That's why the attempted assassination of a staff electrician is so unsettling, or must be unsettling. It strikes at the infrastructure behind the illusion. You see, in a regime built on image and fear, trust in the machinery is everything. Pay no attention to the man behind the curtain. The message of these accidents is stark. You are not safe, not even through your proxies. That's terrifying to a man who won't let people near him within inches without weeks of quarantine. And we also can't possibly ignore the possibility of a Russian false flag. After all, dictatorships thrive on paranoia. A bungled attempt is a gift, an excuse to purge, to tighten control, to declare the world is out to get you. I'm the victim, just in time for Victory Day, no less. As one Chatham House expert has suggested, if it's real, it's incompetence. If it's fake, it's desperation. In truth, we may never know what exactly happened in that apartment block to that electrician with his little plugs. Russian authorities have sealed the case, gagged the doctors, classified all materials, but something did happen. A man linked to the dictator's secret palace is in a coma. Poor man. A limo exploded. Somebody probably was injured in that explosion. A priest narrowly escaped martyrdom. It's not the assassination of Julius Caesar, nor the botched plot against Hitler, but it's of a piece with a long tradition of tyrants slowly realizing that even their shadows are no longer safe. And so, let's end where we began. Which Putin are we actually talking about? The man, the myth, the mannequins? It doesn't matter. It's like the Revenge of the Autons, all these Doctor Who plastic mannequins walking around the place. I'm Putin, no, I'm Putin, I'm Putin. It's like a pastiche, it's like a parody, it's like a ridicule of the end of Spartacus. Because whichever one they kill, the regime won't collapse from outside. It will wither from inside. I'm Putin, like a Dalek. The only question now is how long the theatre can keep up the illusion before the curtain falls.